They've got remarkably similar spawns. I mean, JB's spawn is just better for having more animals. But, I mean, not more animals, but have more animals, but it's 2 extra forests that really matter there.
For chopping. The JB has more mountains in the way.
The mountains are annoying, but because they're on opposite sides of the map, it shouldn't really matter too much in the beginning when that would be most detrimental to him. I'm wondering why he skipped that village. I think it's because he's trying to go for turn 4 village capture so he can buy free spirit before it.
Yeah.
Is he explaining his thinking? Yeah, he's got his villages. It's like he's just BestOne's just going for villages as soon as possible.
Oh.
The org workshops. That's a nice second village. Like Aquarion's famous for having, trash resources, so unfortunately those village predictions aren't working out as well as JB would have liked them to. But he's still going to... It's still a good move because there wasn't a village there at all. He's still getting closer to the village that will eventually be there. The only problem with, chopping, going straight into chop with Aquarion like this, not the only, but one of the problems is that if he's going to try to upgrade his capital, he's going to have to at least keep one of those animals.
Yeah.
And likely 2 of them, because otherwise he'd have to buy 2 techs
for
that. And then even with riders, they're not very good because they cannot travel multiple tiles on land.
What's he saying? Got reset up. What? Messed up?
Got messed up with the turn skip. Well, I guess he might... Yeah, because he skipped the turn, but by the time he's capturing, he's going to have 13 stars. Instead of the 11 he needs.
But you're right. It's his capital. He only has 1 fruit. If he wants to upgrade it, he's going to have to keep at least one of those animals, or I don't know, I don't even know.
Roads?
Right, riding and
nice
roads.
As an extension of riding.
Okay, he's getting riding. He could get chopping and then roads and org or something. Yeah, okay. So chop. Let's see. Is he going to save one of those animals?
I mean, it's a fine tech path, but...
Oh, okay. So
they're going to both be going for chops.
Makes sense.
I don't really agree with chops for the best here. I mean, obviously, chopping is nice, but just with those resources he has, and he's not going to be able to upgrade at all.
Yeah. Neither of them are going for economy. They're just going to chop and get units, I guess. Oh, he did get org.
You're going to go for an... Okay. I think that was a bad move to get the Explorer when he did. Because if he'd waited a turn, that's when JB would have given him another 3 stars on the next turn.
Yeah.
Also, if he didn't meet him, he's losing 1 star for not having upgraded his capital for workshop first.
Yeah.
He ends up losing stars here for doing that. Is the main important thing there.
Was the vision worth it, getting it a turn earlier?
I think it was riskier. Here, because he met him, it kind of worked out, but he's still on fewer stars than if he just met him a turn later. And if he didn't meet him, he's also behind. So in either scenario.
What's he doing? He's watching the timer?
He hasn't been taking that long.
I mean, I can start timing this. I don't think
But the hunt shop is nice here because he can go ahead and upgrade both of those cities this turn because he's got enough animals too. I'm wondering why he's going for the Explorer first. I mean, here it doesn't really matter because he's going to be able to upgrade both of them regardless. I'm also detecting a distinct lack of the score screen coming up. Normally when you fire off an Explorer, you really want to see if your opponent's above a certain point threshold. If they'll trade you 3 stars, 6, 9, or 12 stars.
Yeah, neither of them are score counting. I don't know. I feel like in the late game it's not as important. And if you can see, if you have vision, then it's not as important.
Yeah. But like right before you fire off that first Explorer just for the star trade. That's nice to know. I think you should just get an amphibian and then go for roads.
Rider
Like
Rush.
that West Village is going to be pretty bad. But it's better than, getting org and then upgrading it and then waiting and then getting roads. That's just way too slow. I mean, he could do that. He's got, like, the stars for Oregon climbing this turn, then get that ruin. But, I mean, he sees that, city's exposed up there. Like, he sees all the resources on it, too. I mean, he doesn't see the farms, but it's not like he's going to be able to get farming anytime soon. He just doesn't really have a way to defend it, and he doesn't have the units there. He can't train anything else on that city. He's going to go for the ruin.
Yeah.
Then he can just kill one of those units, and then bounce a full health amphibian on there after he gets roads. I mean, his choices are to go for eco, like Oregon climbing now, or go for roads and play aggressively for that middle city.
Go with roads, be more aggressive, or just build up your economy. Oh, he went for the climbing and the ruin.
I think that's a fine play.
Yeah. There are a lot of mountains, a lot of mines, metal, I mean.
Every tribe except for Jinji and Vengir have an 80% metal rate inside city borders. And then outside city borders, all resources are 1/3 of what they are inside. The only reason you notice it more for like a tribe like Barter or Imperius is that they also have a higher mountain rate than like, Yadak or Hydra. But yeah, it is surprising because there's only like just over a 20% chance of metal outside of city borders. There are like 5 mountains outside city borders here, and like 3 of them are mines. 4. Which is like closer to 50%. So that's certainly more than what you'd expect.
JB has 30 seconds left. I'm gonna undeafen and warn him. Hold on. JB, you only have 17 seconds left. Okay.
Now, swift end to the turn. I'm surprised he didn't also go for orb there after he went for climbing. Like, I think, the ruin makes sense just because it's also positioning him to expand out into the east. It looks like they're even on villages now, and then there's like 1 or 2 more villages in the east that the best isn't really going for right now. He's gonna fire off an explorer here, right? Yeah, 1 village. So it's a really even map. I mean, JB's villages are further away, but just in terms of, that west village, who's more likely to get it, like JB's just in a better position too. That center village, it's also closer to the best, but it is, something that you contend for.
It's still pretty open, though. I don't think, it's really clear. It's still, I think either of them could win this.
Yeah. I mean, that swordsman's probably going to be useful. It looks like, the best is going to get crab on turn 9. Which that could be really bad for JB, just because he doesn't really have a way to deal with it.
Right. I mean, usually we think of crabs as like so slow and just pointless, but if you can't stop them, then that's it.
Yeah, either it's like the only time you're going to pick Aquarion is if you're playing on a water map, right? And then everything you're going to be facing is a ranged unit.
Yeah.
So the crabs they're like giants, but for some reason they have less defense because they're just too powerful on the water where they can't hit anything.
Oh, crabs are sad. Aquarium needs a rework.
But you don't think of it. You also think of it like in an Aquarion mirror where you're going up against Tridents, and
Right.
Tridents will just tear a crab apart.
Right.
But on a low eco, like tiny map, and also Dryland,
Yeah.
uh, they're still just giants basically.
Right.
They're slightly worse, but like a really slow, low eco tribe like
Hold on. I
Aquarion.
gotta warn JB. Hold on. JB, you have 13 seconds. Okay.
All right, see what this ruin gives. Yeah, that explore. It's nice to have vision on those units and especially the capital. Like, see exactly what's going on there, but
Let's go, crab. He can't quite get it this turn. He doesn't have enough stars.
yeah, I think you should have waited just trying to unit instead of spending getting the 1 star per turn.
Is he thinking
I
about
mean,
getting border growth?
like he could because he's got enough resources outside of his borders for it. But it's just going to end up costing him more. I don't think he gets him any additional crabs. And yeah, but it's 6 population for there. Yeah, he ends up. Well, he could get a second crab if he got like roads or hunting, but it just means that he won't be able to get the crab on his next turn, which he wants to get this crab out as soon as he possibly can and put pressure on him, like going straight for the capital, trying to win like that, or taking a second city and then just out egoing. The border growth, I just think, unnecessarily slows him down.
BestOne only has 30 seconds now. Okay, there we go.
Without roads, there's literally no point in having these amphibians. They can't really do anything. Like, they're warriors, but they can bounce away one tile and then, get killed anyways. Because
Yeah,
they're at half health.
roads are so crucial. I mean, Aquarion is so different on drylands. You don't have the Tridentions, and you can't, it's just, yeah.
Usually, like, in the late game, the tridents start coming out. Really nice when you get a ruin with trident.
That's
Or,
true.
like, a spearing in them.
Yeah,
Then, drop those on roads.
that's
But,
true.
it just takes forever because everything's so much slower when you run really low eco. Yeah, I think JB had 2 options to play aggressively, try to steal that middle city, or to play a little more slowly and go for Pico. And he ended up doing neither, and it's costing him. Because now he just has less eco because he didn't invest in that, and he doesn't have enough. He isn't playing aggressive enough to actually, make anything with that. So he ends up just doing nothing. He is going eco now, but it's just late.
Yeah, BestOne's going to get. Oh, but he did border expansion, so he's not going to get his crab this turn.
Yeah. I think he's got to be able to. I don't think that. I think JB's going to be moving that far east warrior north, so he can't stop him from taking that other village this turn. But I think ultimately, if they both play around, wanting to take that village here, BestOne's going to be able to take it. You just got to move both those warriors, attack that first warrior now. Well, it looks like it's going to JB then.
They both have riders, but BestOne doesn't have riders, right?
We just got riders so that he could chop.
Yeah, but he's not using them. Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe he's thinking about the late game potential of tridents as well. But I mean, just between his first three cities, we're going to discount the border growth for now because that's its own thing. Where chopping definitely did not pay off with the border growth. But between his first three cities and their initial borders, he only had 10 stars in forests, and he spent 11 stars to get chopping. So he ends up losing 1 star doing that. And he also skipped an upgrade earlier on in the game so that he could afford that.
Right. And those they're going to fight over this village. Oh.
Could have swapped the order of that so that he wouldn't get his warrior killed by that amphibian, but he is taking the village just because he just left his warrior in a really vulnerable position and then just didn't defend it by moving his other warriors east. He's trying to put a bunch of pressure on that city in the west when there's no reason to do that. What he should have done is gotten a crab last turn and then just marched that to his capital.
Yeah, I was expecting to see a crab by now. What happened? He's focusing on that village instead?
I mean, it looks like he's not going to be able to take it this turn. That's interesting because now that warrior is dead. If he attacked the one in the north, he wouldn't have allowed that warrior from the central village to come in with that amphibian. But now both of those warriors are dead instead of just one of them.
This is for JB, right? Yeah. JB, you have 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7.
Okay. But yeah, it's just all about where you move your units. You don't want to move your units into positions where they're surrounded by enemy units. That just gives them more options that you don't want to give them.
Now the crab. Now the crab. Come on. There we go.
Put the metropolis on, that city.
Yeah, get
so
the 5 stars.
Take the 5 stars and also get over the population cap there. Train some more units.
Yep. We've been waiting for that crab for like 4 turns. Wait,
He's trying to pressure that city. When you're trying to pressure a city, move all your units as close as you can to that city, basically. We're not going to see any knights here. It's an Aquarion game. You can, bunch them up as much as you'd like. That's the gameplay dynamic. That's just, how knights work. They're supposed to punish you and, stop people from, just spamming, low health, low cost units. But I mean, Aquarion just doesn't have that, so it's fine to just bunch him up. Yeah. He just has so many more units up there, but they're just none of them are in the right place. It's going to potentially cost him a siege. I mean, if he buys roads, he can still siege, but like you didn't have to buy roads to siege, so why would you? Why would you choose to? You're just losing money. You didn't have to.
Mm-hmm. He's
So
probably
he's got
just
to take
used
out
to playing
that
it like.
one warrior in the east that he can use between his that he can attack with both his warrior and his amphibian. Yeah, he should have killed with the warrior instead. Now he can lose both of those units and then just get sieged the next turn anyways. Like defending with the amphibians, not good. They have higher attack than
Right,
defense. Don't
exactly.
defend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Going for roads now.
Yeah, riders, it's better to. Fighters have more attack and less defense, so it would have been better to use the warrior.
More road and he can attack that amphibian. Okay. Well, what's he doing with these other stars?
I'm going to have to warn him in a bit. Hold on. Yeah, cutting it really close on these turns.
Right now, he's got a few things that he has to deal with. One, he's got to deal with that crab that should be going for his capital. Disbanding the crab? This is unheard of! Yeah, I know we meme on crabs a lot, right? We talk about how bad they are. But in this situation, it was very useful. I don't think it was. Well, I mean, it looked like he was just tapping spearing in the game menu, so. But,
Wow, he lost. I can't believe he disbanded the crab. I'm sorry. I did not expect that. I don't understand.
I'm at a loss for words.
I don't understand. I've been waiting for that crab for the last like 5 turns.
Well, because he could have had it on turn 7, right? And like, even if he didn't have roads, just count south. Like 1 tile south, that's turn 8.
Yeah.
Another tile south, turn 9. 1 more tile south,
Then you're
that's
at the
turn
capital.
10, right by his capital.
Yeah. The capital, I mean, it takes some time, but it would have been there. Oh, wait, I have to warn him. He's at, shoot, he keeps doing this. 12, 11.
He just ended his turn.
Okay, thanks.
But, I mean, like, he could have just had it, like, 1 tile from his capital right now. That could have been, like, we could have been looking at the end of the game right here.
I think it was, you don't think it was a mistake? You think he did it deliberately?
I do think it was a mistake, but I do think it was also a choice.
Right, okay, good. Clarification, choice, yeah. It was deliberate.
It just, okay, now we can just, send in that swordsman and the other 2 warriors.
Yeah.
Take out this middle city. I would say that, like, in a normal situation, the best has a ton of pressure around that north city. Like, he has the units to siege and take it. But he also had, better pressure a few turns ago that he could have used to take it and didn't. So I'm going to say that he's not going to take it this turn, even though he has the ability to. He also looks like he's going to be losing that middle city. It's going to turn this from a 4 city to 3 city game. with like generally even numbers, like generally even incomes, to very JB is just destroying him. 5 cities to 2. So much more eco.
And we're at the 25-minute mark on this game.
He needs to just like buy roads and siege here. Like it won't hold because he doesn't. Even if he doesn't siege, just take out one of the other units.
It looks like he wants to see if he can get a veteran from that writer. He's checking.
He's got to leave the city open as well, as he can do to prevent that swordsman from coming in. He can get another crab on that city to push, as long as he can get those units off
What
the
if
farm.
he gets
But I'm
another
also
crab?
kind of worried what will happen to that crab.
I was going to say, he's going to get another crab and disband it again. I mean, crabs do have a very bad reputation in this game.
They are worse giants, but giants are still very good.
Yeah, and in the context of this particular map, would have been good.
Yeah, so he prevented siege for 1 turn, but that swordsman is going to be in position to just walk on that city next turn. That's what he's got to be cautious about how he plays around that. Is he going to try to like deal some damage now? It's all about applying pressure in specific ways. You can't just like move your units around so that you're moving them around.
I gotta warn him. I think. Ten, 9, 8. I think, unless I did my timer wrong, but I think he has only a few seconds left. Yeah. Okay, so that's 1 over. He only gets to go over 1 more time. So if JB goes over 1 more time, then he forfeits. This is the finals, right? Because Viking didn't show up.
I mean, it looks like he's just going. JB is just going to be able to take that middle city with his veteran swordsman. I mean, there's no reason that the best can't stop him from taking the city. Because it only takes 5 attacks from full health to attack units to kill a veteran swordsman. But I'm wondering if he will. He's gonna go for the veteran siege on that city. Looks like
he's checking for the veteran status. 2 of 3 kills.
That's a fine move to try to take the city, but I'd be more worried about different city right now. I mean, like if I'm JB, like there's no chance that I'm going back for the useless level 1 city and giving up the 5-star per turn level 5 city that can get another crab on it. Okay, he's gonna get the crab.
Okay, is he gonna disband it? Come on, keep the crab this time.
You can't disband the crab yet. He's gotta wait 1 more turn.
Okay, I gotta warn him. He has 20-something seconds. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So he also went overtime. Both of them.
Hell.
You went overtime, BestOne.
And so he just unsieges with the veteran swordsman, then the amphibian, with a few roads in the east. Earlier I said that it made sense to drop the monument on the second city over in the west, just to get over the population cap. But since that was only important as it allowed him to continue to produce units in that area, so that he could take that city. But seeing as he just didn't use the pressure there, it would have been better to put the monument on his capital. That way he could use the 2 road connections to get a crab up there. And even if he isn't going to use the crab, that's another 2 stars per turn, and like 5 stars from disbanding the crab. I'm also disheartened to see the unsiege happen with the veteran swordsman. Like, that's something to keep in mind with all of your veteran units, because your veteran units are never going to become veteran again. So you, in order to concentrate kills on units that will actually become veterans.
Oh, Crab went to the
Level 1
east
city instead of the capital.
instead of the capital. I'm baffled.
That's like the other reason that moving the swordsman back there would have been better, because then it pressures that middle city more. If it had taken 2 damage in retaliation from the amphibian, but then it would have stayed on that farm and Zen have controlled the crab, so that it couldn't be right next to the city, and also he would be able to siege that middle city right now with the veteran swordsman. I think his best move here is honestly to just abandon that city, put a road north of it, and send his swordsman straight to the capital up there. I mean, it's not going to work because a swordsman can't take out a defense boosted rider.
But it'll put pressure on the capital. You gotta focus on that.
Like, one more road and you can siege. Oh, you don't even need roads to siege. You're going to do with amphibian, but ooh, he's got killer. That's good for him. There's a lot of ways you can use that, because he has org, I know, so he can just get a wall on that city with his swordsman. Like, nothing's going to be able to break that. You could use it to get border growth on his capital. That could help in getting a giant, or it would at least get him the 6 stars from chopping, like 1 star per turn. That would he would lose after losing that city in the east. I mean, I think his only real move is to get a wall on that city and just okay. That's a little disappointing to see, because that siege isn't going to hold. Like, it shouldn't hold anyways. There's no reason it should. Like, he has the units to unsiege very clearly.
Oh, sorry.
I was worried for a second. It's like, did he just take a break? Yeah. Alright, good on siege, good on siege. Now he can get a crab on his capital for 2 stars, which he drops the monument on there, drops 1 road. That's another crab. Like, it does cost him 2 stars, but yeah. he also gets 2 stars per turn from the upgrade. So it pays off by next turn, and then if he like does the bad thing and disbands it, that's another 5 stars too.
There's about 5 minutes left in this game.
Just like attack his swordsman, then put 2 roads under that crab and drop it on that city in the south.
Oh, where's the crab going?
That's fine too. Pressure the level 1 city.
Alright, I gotta warn BestOne now. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So, he's gone over twice now. According
that's game.
According to bullet rules, that's game. Not a way you want to win, but you know what? That's how this tournament works.